What if one of the world's most influential and controversial artists peeled back the layers of his celebrity persona, not for show, not for shock, but to expose a piece of his past so raw, so deeply unsettling that it reverberated across the internet like a seismic wave? Kanye West, a name synonymous with disruption in the music and fashion industries, has always blurred the line between genius and chaos. But this time, the disruption wasn't about a political statement, a fashion show stunt, or a social media meltdown. This time, it was about a truth buried so deep only music could dig it out, and it came in the form of a haunting new track called Cousins. Kanye dropped Cousins without warning, posting it directly on X, formerly Twitter. Within minutes, it was trending worldwide. At first, many thought it might be another experimental release or cryptic teaser. But as fans pressed play, the mood shifted instantly. This wasn't a marketing ploy. It wasn't cryptic at all. It was a brutal, heartbreaking confession, one that left fans, critics, and fellow artists stunned into silence. In Cousins, Kanye opens up about an incestuous relationship that began when he and his male cousin were just children. The lyrics are unflinching. He describes being 6 years old when it started. There is no metaphor, no euphemism to shield the listener. It's direct. Disturbingly so. The delivery is poetic, yes, but the subject matter is painfully clear. The internet reacted with an emotional tidal wave. Hashtags exploded, Reddit threads piled up, and the divide was immediate. Some praised Kanye's bravery in breaking the silence around childhood sexual trauma. Others expressed disbelief, revulsion, or sadness. But no one could ignore it. Digging into the lyrics reveals a story that's difficult to hear, but impossible to forget. Kanye paints a picture of two young boys, curious and confused, stumbling upon adult magazines hidden in a family home. Their minds too young to understand what they were seeing, they began mimicking what they thought was normal. What began as innocent confusion spiraled into repeated trauma, stretching over the years as both boys grew up, without intervention, without understanding, without help. Kanye describes the emotional aftermath in gut-wrenching terms. The guilt, the secrecy, the warped perception of love and intimacy that followed him into adulthood. He raps about the way this early experience blurred his understanding of boundaries and trust, making it nearly impossible to form real, healthy attachments later in life. He isn't asking for pity. He's not glamorizing it. The tone of the track is almost confessional, like a man exorcising a demon that has haunted him for decades. And that's what makes it so powerful and so deeply uncomfortable. Just when you think the track can't get any darker, Kanye drops a devastating revelation. The same cousin from his childhood is now incarcerated, serving a life sentence for the brutal murder of a pregnant woman. In the song, Kanye doesn't attempt to justify what happened. He doesn't excuse it. But he wonders aloud, did what happened to them as children create a chain reaction that led to this tragedy? The lyrics dive into this question like a man trying to swim through murky water, desperate to understand where the current shifted. He raps about survivors' guilt, about fate, and about whether silence and shame in childhood can snowball into something monstrous. It's not a neat or tidy narrative. It's messy, emotional, and unresolved, just like real trauma. As expected, the backlash was swift and widespread. Social media erupted into a storm of opinions. Think pieces flooded timelines, reaction videos amassed millions of views overnight, and mental health experts were called into the discourse. Some viewers called the track one of the most courageous and brutally honest things Kanye has ever done. They applauded him for using his platform to address the often taboo topics of child sexual abuse, familial betrayal, and trauma-induced identity struggles. Others weren't so supportive. Critics accused him of using trauma for shock value. Some said the graphic nature of the track crossed ethical lines, especially considering how many young fans follow his work. Even mental health professionals were divided. While many agreed that airing trauma can be healing, they also warned of the dangers of reliving and publicly sharing unresolved trauma without the structure of therapy or support systems in place. Behind the music, the impact on Kanye's personal life was just as seismic. Sources close to the rapper claim his wife, Bianca Censori, was blindsided by the release. According to insiders, she wasn't made aware of the song's content beforehand. and the aftermath has left her deeply shaken. Navigating life as Kanye West's partner is already a high-wire act. But this was a turning point. Some outlets have reported that Bianca has since distanced herself, choosing to stay out of the public eye. Others suggest the couple has quietly separated, citing irreconcilable emotional stress caused by the song's release. Whatever the current status, one thing is clear. Cousins has caused tremors far beyond just music. It's affecting lives, relationships, and reputations in real time. Of course, longtime followers of Kanye know that shock isn't new to him. His entire career has been a series of provocations, from storming award show stages, to endorsing controversial figures, to airing out family grievances in interviews and lyrics. But this time feels different. There's no bravado in Cousins, no sense of trolling or manufactured chaos. This is not the performance of pain, it is pain. For once, it seems Kanye isn't provoking the world just to see what will happen. He's bleeding into the mic, and it's jarring. The song also echoes a long history of betrayal and broken trust in Kanye's life. Fans may remember the infamous incident in 2016, when Kanye reportedly paid a cousin $250,000 to retrieve a stolen laptop. Rumors swirled that the device contained private footage, including a sex tape. That betrayal left a scar that never healed. Now with Cousins, it feels like Kanye is tracing all of those wounds back to a single source: his fractured family. The lines between loyalty, betrayal, love, and abuse have always been blurry in his story. But this song rips the veil off completely. With Cousins, Kanye West has delivered what might be the most emotionally complex, controversial, and haunting piece of his career. It's not just a song, it's a scream, a confession, a reckoning. Whether you see it as exploitative or courageous, inappropriate or important, one thing is undeniable. It forces society to confront the uncomfortable truths about childhood trauma, silence, and the lifelong echoes of early abuse. So now we're left with questions that have no easy answers. What does healing actually look like when the world is always watching? And can someone ever truly find peace when their past is still screaming louder than the present?